Sai Ram. So Shri Sai Satcharitra Chapter 4, page number 20. The heading of this paragraph is Immaculate Conception of Sai Baba and his first advent in Shirdi. Nobody knew the parents, birth or birthplace of Sai Baba. Many inquiries were made. Many questions were put to Baba and others regarding these, but no satisfactory answer or information has yet been obtained. Practically, we know nothing about these matters. Namdev and Kabir were not born like ordinary mortals. They were found as infants in mother of pearls, Namdev being found on the bank of Bhimrati river by Gonai and Kabir on the banks of Bhagirathi river by Tamal. Similar was the case with Sai Baba. He first manifested himself as a young lad of 16 years under a neem tree in Shirdi for the sake of bhaktas. Even then, he seemed to be full of knowledge or Brahman, full of knowledge of Brahman. He had no desire for worldly objects, even in a dream. He kicked out Maya, and Mukti, the deliverance, was serving at his feet. Well, this is about Baba's origin, immaculate conception. It's a conception that we are talking about here. So people are saying that Baba was a Hindu or a Muslim or whatever. Different names, different forms, different entities are being attributed to Baba. But in reality, assertively, conclusively, nobody can say that Baba was where he was born, to whom he was born, and not even about what his name was at birth. So he had nothing. He was very plain and simple. Now, if you see in the history, spiritual history of this land, there are many Avadhutas who have just appeared. This is particularly true for Avadhuta Sampradaya. They just appear. They just come from nowhere. You don't know their roots. You don't know their origin. There's nothing which you can pinpoint and conclusively with evidence, with everything that you can present to the world. Shirdi Sainath Maharaj. Very close to Shirdi is Gajanan Maharaj of Shegaon. Shegaon is very close to Shirdi, Maharashtra. If you see Swami Samartha, his origin, where he came from, nobody knows. He just came to Akkalkot and he is called as Akkalkot Maharaj. Speculation about what he was, where he came from, it's only speculation. Like Gajanan Maharaj, nobody knows which was his birthplace, where he came from. So there is absolutely no idea exactly how even Sant Kabir Das was born or came into existence. At least Sant Kabir Das was, known as, he was found as an infant. By Neeru and Nima. They were Weaver community. They had embraced Islam. So they raised him like a Muslim boy. However, Sant Kabir, he is not a biological child of Neeru and Nima. So Sant Kabir Das, Sri Sainath Maharaj, Akkalkot Maharaj, Swami Samartha, Gajanan Maharaj, Namdev. So there are several such Avadhutas whose biological birth has not been recorded anywhere. Nobody knows. Why is it so? Why is it so restricted to Avadhuta Sampradaya? Why is it that it comes more so in Avadhuta Sampradaya, just an appearance. Because the first Avadhuta himself, Sri Adiguru Dattatreya, just appeared. He is not a biological child of Atri Maharshi and Mata Anasuya. He has appeared by the blessings or the boon that Mother Anasuya received, but he just appeared. So if you, and he is the Adi Avadhuta, so the first Avadhuta, because of whom or by his presence and his descent is where the Avadhuta Sampradaya is in existence today. So the first Avadhuta, Adi Avadhuta himself has just appeared. It's not a must that every Avadhuta, his history or his birth records are not available. However, it is very common in our order of Avadhuta Sampradaya where these Avadhutas just appear from nowhere. And I have just given 4 or 5 names. You can see many, plenty such things, right? Like if you go, especially in Maharashtra, down deep into Maharashtra, there are a lot of Avadhutas who have just appeared from nowhere. So that is the uniqueness of Avadhuta Sampradaya that goes on to say that Purnavatar of Adiguru Dattatreya, Sri Sainatha, just appeared. So he appeared first time as a young boy. Even as an young boy of about 14 or 16, he was very aloof. He had no worldly attachments. He had no influence of Maya on himself. He was completely absorbed in himself, a typical example of an Avadhuta. There are certain traits, there are certain, attributes of an Avadhuta, which is very uniform and equal. If you see Gajanan Maharaj or Akalkut Maharaj, Swami Samartha or Sri Sainatha, our Guru, whatever, whoever, they are absolutely, completely distanced. They are lost in themselves. They are the Brahman themselves. They have no wants. They have no rituals. They are absolute still and Satchidananda bliss. They are you cannot pinpoint that they want this or that they advocate this or that ritual or anything. No, they're completely aloof. Any Avadhuta. So likewise, and influence of Maya is non-existent so long as Avadhutas are concerned. Brahmavadhutas particularly. Brahmavadhutas at the time of appearance or at the time of birth itself, they are Avadhutas. It's not that they become uh, Brahmavadhutas by their practice, which we are becoming. We are progressing towards that. However, they are the Brahmavadhutas at birth. So for the sake of, even then he seemed to be full of knowledge of Brahman. He had no desire for worldly objects, even in a dream. He kicked out Maya and Mukti was serving at his feet. Just imagine, it is not out of arrogance somebody says that Mukti mere pair pe padi hai. The Mukti is at his feet. No, it's not that. It comes with a tinge of arrogance. It comes with a complete truth that the mukti, if it is at his feet, it only means that he has come for a particular purpose. Detached from the influence of Maya. When you have won over Maya, mukti is at your feet. So that is what it is. Like you, zero influence of Maya, mukti is at your feet. As the influence of Maya increases, mukti starts descending or mukti starts disappearing from our arena. So since Maya was completely, Maya's effect was completely non-existence on Sri Sainatha, Mukti was at his feet. One old woman of Shirdi, the mother of Nana Chopdar, described him thus: this young lad, fair, smart, and very handsome, was first seen under the neem tree, seated in an asana. The people of the village were wonderstruck to see such a young lad practicing hard penance. not minding the heat and the cold. By day, he associated with none. By night, he was afraid of nobody. His form and features were so beautiful that a mere look endeared him to all. He went to nobody's door, always sat near the neem tree. You can go on describing about Baba. Baba's demeanor, if you look at how he was, how he appeared. He was tall, 5 feet, 10 inches, 11 inches, or whatever. Extremely handsome, very handsome. He had a very light skin, tinge of blue eyes. And, if you look at the form of Baba, if you just visualize how he was, when I'm not a big fan of visualization, it's my, but however, just see the stature, the demeanor. He was about 5 feet, 10.5 inches, lean, tall, broad shoulders, long hands, almost touching his knee, Ajanubahu. He's got a straight face, very pleasant, slightly bluish eye, completely still face, a small tinge of blissfulness, pleasantness, otherwise non-expressive, inexpressive face. When he walked, his body portion above his waist and torso moved. Leg, when he started walking, the legs were very stiff. He used to move like as if he is gliding. He used to walk when people see him moving, it looked as if he was just gliding on the floor. Oh, I mean, gliding on earth. It was not as if he was walking. Rhythmic walk, neither fast nor slow. His entire demeanor was that of a Gambhirya. Gambhirya means dignity. In Gambhirya, the dignity, Daiva Gambhirya is unimaginable. The divine dignity is called as Daiva Gambhirya. He had the divine dignity. All through. He never, his movement was very, very, it was like it was so, the flow, it was so beautiful. Just looking at him, just seeing him, we people used to be spellbound. And he was always a Sthita Prajna, never interacted with anybody at the age of 14 when he first appeared. He never approached anybody. He went and sat under that neem tree. He used to be in a deep meditative, state. And doesn't mean that his eyes were shut when he was in a meditative state. Even then, when his eyes were open, he was in a meditative state. Absolute, complete sthita prajna. Just looking at him, you would know that he is something different. There's something about him. He's not someone who is normal like us. So that was a demeanor of Baba, and why he sat under that particular neem tree. That is to be noted. Long, long ago, this was the place. Under this neem tree was the place where his guru had meditated. So his guru had meditated. The strength of Guru Shishya Sampradaya, Avadhuta Sampradaya, is all about our foundation, our DNA, our everything is Guru Shishya Sampradaya. Without Guru, there's nothing. So the perfect disciple that he was, after several hundreds of years ago, when he descended here again, he went back to the place where his Guru had meditated. This Guru Shishya Sampradaya, particularly in Sri Sainatha's journey or his appearance or his this particular birth of his as Datta, it goes back every time that Baba has taken birth in different names and forms. The Guru also has descended, Baba also has descended. It is a very rare occurrence. Guru and Shishya descending in together. And this was the conclusive, this is the last. Here in this birth as Sri Sainath Maharaj and his guru descended together. Now they merged and Baba remains in the same name and form with or without the body in Shirdi. The guru of Sri Sainatha has merged with him. This is the conclusive birth of this particular line of births of Avadhuta, Sri Sainatha. Right? We go forward. People were wondering and asking whence this young chap had turned up. His form and features were so beautiful that mere look endeared him to all. He went to nobody's door, always sat near the neem tree. Outwardly, he looked very young, but by his action, he was really a great soul. He was the embodiment of dispassion and was an enigma to all. One day it so happened that God Khandoba possessed the body of some devotee, and people began to ask him, Deva, you please inquire, what blessed father's son is this lad, and whence did he come? God Khandoba asked them to bring a pickaxe and dig in a particular place. When this was dug, bricks were found underneath a flat stone. When the stone was removed, a corridor was seen in which four samayis, the lights were burning. The corridor led to a cellar where a mouth-shaped structures, wooden boards and rosaries were seen. Khandoba said, this lad practiced penance here for 12 years. Then the people began to question the lad about this. He put them off by telling that this was his guru's place, his holy watan, and request them to guard this well. The people then closed the corridor as before. As Ashwatthama and Audhambara trees are held sacred, Baba regarded this neem tree equally sacred and loved it most. Mala Sapati and other Shirdi devotees regard this site as the resting place or Samadhi Sthan of Baba's Guru and prostrate before it. As I said, this was the place where Baba, under the guidance of his Guru, several births before appearing as Sri Sainatha, had meditated in that very place, Gurusthan, where we go to. Underneath, there is a place, there's a cave. Just imagine the lamps were lit after so many years, also, it was burning. Rosaries were found. It was a gufa or the cave kind of a thing just below the neem tree. Now that's why the neem tree is being cordoned off. So now, if you look at this, I always say there are no coincidence. There are no, occurrence without a reason. When Baba came to Shirdi, many asked, why Shirdi? What was the need for Baba to come to Shirdi of all the places to settle down? There is always a reason. Like, why did Gajanan Maharaj come to Shegaon and settle down there? So there is always a reason. There's always a pattern. The energy pull is always there. The holy watan of my guru is what Baba says. Where Lord Khandoba, now coming to this, getting possessed, how much to believe or not? How much is a delusion? Is it really true or not? See, in the ancient days, the god or the demigod appearing or taking charge of the body of one of the disciples and speaking was a very common thing. People today doubt the authenticity of it. But just look at it this way. There is an energy which you're worshipping. The God that you're worshipping, Saguna Nirakara or Saguna Sakara. There is a Murti of the divine and there is the energy of the divine or that Murti. It does not have a human body to communicate. The energy enters a human body and communicates to the seekers or at a particular in a particular manner and a ceremony. And the most important thing is, this is something which even I have witnessed it, things which are not known to anybody at all. Nobody could have known. These energies of mostly demigods or gods or whatever, they enter and speak, and you will be surprised what they speak, how they speak. They would not have, human mind would not have had the knowledge of it at all, but they do. These energies do. I have seen with my own eyes these things happening. So Khandoba enters one of the disciples or one of the devotees' body, and he speaks and he reveals these things which nobody knew. So this is true that these things do happen. It's not God is possessing somebody's body, God is speaking through somebody. Even in our darshan, the divine gives darshan in several ways. Sometimes in parakaya, in somebody else's body, the divine displays himself, itself. So it doesn't restrict it to a male body if the energy or the divine which you're worshipping is male or female. Any pure disciple who can hold, sustain, and display the divine, such bodies is where the divine displays itself in, and we have all experienced this. Similarly, such persons or such bodies is where the divine enters and communicates verbally. It's very common, right? So that is what happened in Shirdi. Now, people, when they dig below the neem tree, just around the neem tree, where it is all cordoned off now, so is when they identify the Guru Sthana of Sri Sai Natha, where he meditated. Guru Shishya Sampradaya is so strong. The relationship with the Guru and the Shishya is so powerful that wherever Guru was there in any birth, he's drawn, the disciple is drawn to that that divine place where the Guru had meditated, right? So obviously, Bhagat Malasapati and all other people from Shirdi started worshipping that as a holy land. The you know that under the name tree under which Baba meditated. We'll take the next topic, next paragraph in a minute. Sai Ram.